am the cream, yeah.
Ayo, Creamers. A long time no see. I'm sorry about my absence over the last few weeks, but I forgave you for what you did. You know what I'm talking about, you freak. But I'm back to talk to Turkey like Ted Turner about some professional wrestling.
You know, it doesn't cost anything, for Christ's sake.
We're going to talk about Dynamite. We're going to talk about a former star from New Japan Pro Wrestling joining the WWF. What's my match count of 2024? Find out on this beautiful return episode of Room for Career. And welcome back again, Creamers. I missed you.
Fat bitch.
I apologize again for going a few weeks without making a video. I had a lot of stuff I was dealing with and going through. But don't worry, I've still been watching plenty of wrestling. I'm also working on getting a new set, I guess you'd call it. A new, this doesn't look. It doesn't. I don't hate it, but I mean, it could be better. So. Tomorrow night is Dynamite, AEW Dynamite. It's the go-home Dynamite before AEW Revolution. Now, this build towards AEW Revolution 2024 is the best AEW build towards a pay-per-view since, in my opinion, Revolution 2020. So in 4 years. But every single match on the card has had a feud that's been lasting months, if not weeks. Other than the Takeshita versus Will Ospreay match, which is Will Ospreay's debut match as an AEW signed talent, but that's all right because it's just one match that doesn't really have much build to it, but B, it is going to be a goddamn banger. So I'm looking forward to that match. It's right up there with. I mean, I'm looking forward to this entire show. Every single match on there seems important, and every single match on there is hard to predict, I think, I don't know if the Young Bucks win, if Sting wins, I don't know. Like, this whole thing is going to be a really great show. And I think AEW, a lot of people are saying, is AEW cooking again? I've seen people say, well, they're not cooking again, but they're kind of like, they're rebuilding, okay? And I think there's nothing wrong with that. WWE has had to do that so many times over the years. But it's just what happens. Sometimes you have ups and you have downs, and I'm glad that they're learning from their mistakes and that they're doing more to keep our attention throughout. I mean, there's a lot of pay-per-views in AEW from the past where they just started building towards a match of 2 weeks before the pay-per-view, and I know that you would attribute this pay-per-view being sold out or nearly sold out or whatever it is because it's Sting's final match. And we don't really know if it's also because of how well they've been building things, because, people don't really necessarily want to buy tickets to a wrestling show that they don't know any of the matches of. New Japan is doing their Windy City Riot show in like 2 months, and it's nearly sold out because we know the matches. We got Jon Moxley versus Tetsuya Naito. There's a lot of matches that people want to see, and so people are buying tickets. AEW, if they need to announce more matches, they need to announce more things. I know it's the go-home show tomorrow on Dynamite, and we have Will Ospreay is All Elite. That's one of the things on the card. I mean, that is a fact, and he's actually already come out and done a promo about it, but whatever, I guess. I mean, I'm sure this is just a way of saying we'll hear from Will Ospreay. Fine. We've got a trios match, Eddie Kingston and FTR versus the Blackpool Combat Club. That match is going to be good. This feud with Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston towards Revolution has been amazing. It's based on respect. Eddie Kingston wants Bryan Danielson to respect, and he says he doesn't respect him. He's fighting guys that Eddie Kingston idolized and respects, and then beating them, and then shaking their hands and acting like he's better than like shaking their hands, looking at Eddie Kingston like I just beat your boy. This past week on Collision, they had Danielson versus Jun Akiyama, and that's a wrestler that not only does Eddie Kingston respect a lot, but he's beat him in the past and shook his hand, and it was a match that meant a lot to him because he's a huge fan and he has a lot of respect for the bloke. And so Danielson beat him on Collision, and then he extended his hand to shake Jun Akiyama's hand, and the entire time he was looking over at Eddie Kingston because Eddie Kingston was doing commentary. And then Jun Akiyama extended his hand, shook Bryan Danielson's hand. Then Bryan Danielson looked over at Eddie Kingston and gave him the middle finger. And Jun Akiyama, he also has respect for Eddie Kingston. He slapped Bryan Danielson in the face. And Bryan Danielson was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Bryan Danielson was like,
hey, listen! I'm sorry, go.
And then he was like, I'm sorry, please, I'm sorry. And then he reached out, and then Jun Akiyama shook his hand again. Bryan Danielson kicked him right in the peppers. Eddie Kingston got into the ring and they brawled, and then FTR came out, Blackpool Combat Club came out. So this match on Dynamite tomorrow, this trios match, has had build towards it, and it's not even the pay-per-view match. They're doing a great job with the booking. I mean, I'm looking forward to this match. Again, I don't know who's going to win. I feel like logically it would seem like Eddie Kingston would win, but he already beat Danielson in the Continental Classic, and that was like a big deal moment. So I don't know. Maybe Danielson gets the win and becomes the Triple Crown champion. We'll see. And then this is Sting's final Dynamite. I don't really know what that means, I mean, I know what it means. It means Sting isn't going to be on Dynamite anymore, but I don't know what it means as far as this being on the card. Is there going to be like a segment where wrestlers come out and say thank you? How's it going to work? We'll see. As I'm sure you guys may have seen me, doing the review of WCW. I've also watched a lot more WCW since that video. I just got to get the video done. But I'm appreciating Sting more and more, and I think he's one of the greatest of all time, and he's going to be missed in the world of professional wrestling. But his match is going to be great, and I'm looking forward to it. And I don't really honestly care who wins either way. I'll be happy. So it turns out we've got a former New Japan star that recently his contract had expired, and that's Tama Tonga. And Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer is reporting that Tama Tonga is going to the WWF. I think that's probably the best place for him. First off, it's a great get for WWE. Tama Tonga is a phenomenal wrestler, and I don't think he gets the credit he deserves for being one of the best in the world. I mean, a lot of people know he's great, but I think he's really going to shine in WWE. It's kind of crazy to think Tama Tonga in WWE, but his father is Haku/Ming. And so it's not like he's got no blood history in WWE or anything like that. Like, his father worked there. So, I don't know. I'm stoked. I think he's going to do great. I'm hoping that he is the same Tama Tonga that we know and love there. I know that he could pull off a different character or a different gimmick, but I'd really love to see him as his Guerrillas of Destiny kind of character. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it, and you should too. So what's my match count of 2024? Guess. Oh my God, you were so close. 159 wrestling matches Hot Joe has watched in the year 2024, the year of our Lord. I've watched all the Dynamites since the last time I've made a video. I've watched WCW Nitro episode 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then I watched Halloween Havoc 1995. So I've got to get that video finished up for the next Retro Cream video. But yeah, so that's my current match count. I'm going to be doing an audio podcast of the show that will be on Spotify and Apple, because some people contact me and ask me if I'm going to put an audio version up, because that's how they consume this type of content. And I says, for you, I'll do anything, because
professional.
So I'm going to have that out soon. I'll definitely let you know. I'm going to try to get another video out this weekend, more of a more in-depth AEW Revolution 2024 preview show. And then, obviously, next week I'll do a review. I love you guys so much, and I wish you the best. You stay creamy.
Get out of here, man.